Hey guys, Caitlin here. So I just finished filming a video sharing all the things I did for tutor prep. And I went ahead, I think I'm gonna go ahead while I'm sitting right here and film a video sharing what I did for cycle 1 specifically. So if I talk about something in this video that you're not sure what it is, go watch my other video where I explain all the different things that I did ahead of time to prep. So I just wanted to share what I did for week 1. Okay, for new grammar, for geography, we sang the CC Happy Mom song, Mama's Little Baby Loves the Fertile Crescent, and did the hand motions for that. Then they traced on their maps, and I gave them Q-tips, and they used the Q-tips to erase what they traced on their maps and then use them as pointers on their maps. For history, we sang the history song, the CC history song, and we used some hand motions that I'm not sure, I learned these last time around in cycle 1, but have no other gods before me, not make into thee any graven image, not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy, honor thy father and mother. So you use 1 for the first commandment, and like, don't have any other gods before me. 2 fingers, not making to thee any graven image. 3 fingers, cover your mouth, for don't take the name of the Lord in vain. 4 fingers, like you're sleeping, for rest, and then 5 fingers and use the sign for father and mother. So that's what those are. We sang through that. For timeline, we just reviewed the hand motions, sang through that. I had my timeline cards up on the board, so I showed them all of those and then handed those out, and they took turns coming up and putting them in order on the board. Oh, also for history, let me back up. I have these little cards. These were made by a mom. They're on CC Connected, and I have magnets on the back. I use these at home with my own kids, but I took them today, and so after we'd sung through the history song a couple of times, I handed these out, and they came and put them up on the board in order. For English, the song that I use is to the tune of La Cucaracha. It's a preposition, relates a noun or pronoun to another word. So we used these rice shakers that I made, and they shook their rice shakers while we sang that. For Latin, we did a song that I found on YouTube a long time ago, but it's a little song and there's little hand motions. So we did that. And then I'll link to that so you can see it, because I don't want to sing the whole song here. But then we took turns, like I had 6 kids today. And so 3 of them would say the Latin, the English, and 3 would say the Latin, and they would go back and forth, and then we switched. For math, we hopped for the 1s and we marched in pairs for the 2s. For science, I had my agility ladder and I laid it out, and they jumped on the agility ladder as we said kingdom, phylum, so on and so on. Okay, so that was new grammar. For science, like I mentioned in my prep video, I printed off a bunch of like 4 different science scripts, notes, helps, and I kind of used a combination of those as far as showing the pictures and asking questions and the Christ connection and all of that stuff. So I just used a variety of those. For art, we started off with talking about oils, drawing those on the board. I gave them a worksheet. I think this is from the Sandbox, and they drew examples in there. Then we together drew a ladybug, so I walked them through that on the board just for practice. And then we looked at some famous art. I gave them each this worksheet, and then I had big colored versions printed out. And we walked through each of those and talked about what of the oils do they see in the different pictures. So that was fun. And then, so that was all. Oh, I also read the book Ish. I got this from the library, but it's about, like your art doesn't have to be perfect. So it's a good one to start off the year. So I read Ish to them before we started any of the art. And then our final project was they drew a lotus and a papyrus. This is from Inside the Lines, and I'll link to that. And then this was my example that I drew at home to show them. So that was art. For my kiddos who finished their art early, I gave them a coloring sheet. This is from a file on Etsy that I purchased that I just had printed just in case. I knew that first week we might have a lot of extra time for review. We actually didn't because other things took me longer because I'm still kind of getting used to the time management, getting in the groove of all that stuff. But for some people who finished art early, I went ahead and gave them this to color while they waited. But then when we did review time, I did take pictures of the kids like as a class and then individually for first day of school pictures. I think that's always fun to look back at the end of the year. And then our actual review activity was we did Would You Rather. And so I had this, I think this is from CC Connected. And so I would ask them a CC review question. We'd answer it together as a class. And then I would give them a Would You Rather. You know, would you rather eat a giant bug or get stung by a bee? And I'd point to different sides of the classroom and they would run to whichever side they would want to do. Yeah, so that was our first week, all packaged up in a little nutshell. It was super good. It went really well. And so I was really happy with it. So hope that helps as you're planning. Bye.